Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Wait, isn't there like
But I sure am glad you're here. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's going to be involved in this game now is glad you guys are here too. Sorry you didn't see us last week. You know, stuff happens. But we're glad to be back with you guys again this week. Hopefully you had a fantastic Thanksgiving break. I know mine was both up and down. So hopefully we can have a great show tonight and it can be back on the up. But the only way for us to have this fun is to get into it. I know everybody's ready. Hopefully you are. Because we start in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Monopoly! The world's most popular board game is now Monopoly, the TV game. And here come the players. The red player, Sephy, the gold player, AJ, and the green player, Yoko. Oh. Here comes Mr. Monopoly, Jason Myers. And please welcome our host, Turd Ferguson!
Woo! Yes. Yes, thank you very much there, Travis Coulter, man. Isn't it so good to hear Travis like he's in high definition audio? It is so good. So much better than in previous seasons when we got, and our play. So I'm so glad that he was able to finally upgrade from that Inter Pentium 964 that he got from Lawrence McNeil. So, but yes, everybody, welcome back to Monopoly. It's good to have you here. This is our 7th episode of season number 3. We are so glad to be with you. We think we've got a really good show for you here tonight. We've got a stage full of Scots, I feel like. So let's get here and meet him. First off, we have our current champion. He returns to us with winning so far this season of $80,115. Please welcome back to the Monopoly stage, Scott Sephy McVay.
Hello there. How y'all doing tonight?
Good to see you there, Sephy. So, Sephy, you were able to make something happen last week that's never happened here in the 3 seasons of Monopoly so far, and that's to win the mega jackpot not just twice in a season, but in back-to-back weeks. So I've got to ask you, do you think that you expended your entire luck here, or is it going to continue tonight?
You know, I am not 100% certain about that, Turd. If luck stays with me, that's great. If it doesn't, then I know I've had a great run no matter what. So there you go.
And hey, you have definitely been a good champion so far. I only got 1 win under your belt, but even in the other game you played this season, you picked up 10,000 in that game, and to not win something and win a championship here and have scored 10,000 shows you're a hell of a player. But I definitely think you're going to have your work cut out for you tonight as we move over here to meet your opponents first in our gold position. This will be this gentleman's, just double checking here, his second appearance on the show this season. We saw him back in episode 5 where he was able to come in second place. $6,355 so far to his name this season. Please welcome back AJ the Richards.
Hello, Turd.
Good to see you, AJ. I know there's some people out there going, AJ the Richards. What is that all about? Well, of course, we've got another friend that's part of the server here. He went by the name AJ the Pilot, so we decided we were going to call this one AJ the Richards, just for, shickles. So, AJ, coming back to us here. Last time you were with us, come in second place, had a heck of a showing. But tonight, you're going up against two. I know one's a heavyweight, the other one I've got a feeling with knowing who he's friends with. So coming into this, where are your nerves at?
I will take the 50-50 on that one.
Well, unfortunately, you've already used that lifeline. The only thing you have left is to ask the Snesrid.
Well, I ain't flying to Minnesota for that one.
Well, yeah, we'll leave that at that. So yeah, we're gonna wish you the best of luck tonight as well, AJ. As we move over here to our green podium and meeting someone for the first time here on the Monopoly stage, new to the server, for that matter, just today. Please welcome for the first time ever, Scott Yoko. So I mentioned it just a moment ago about this gentleman had a very intelligent friend in the server, and many of you know him as he's made appearances here on Monopoly before, Elliot Schiff. Yes, you might have missed that because of the rapid speed that he speaks at. But yes, so we've got Scott Yoko, good friends with Elliot here tonight. Welcome to the Monopoly stage.
Thank you.
So since this is your first time with us, and I've not really had a chance to talk to you other than trying to figure out what your name was, why don't you go ahead and tell our audience out there just a little bit more about yourself, and I'll let you decide what you want to tell.
Sure. When I'm not playing games like Monopoly and any other game show stuff, I'm actually a poker dealer for a major casino. And when I'm not dealing out cards during the summer, I cosplay and I go around to different anime conventions, hosting different game shows like Monopoly. And I also host 2 podcasts as well.
Oh, so I will give you this opportunity if you like. You don't have to, but if you'd like to plug those podcasts, where they are and what they're about, feel free to do so.
Sure. The major podcast that I do is called Game Show Talk and Fun, and that can be found on my YouTube channel at Lost Silver Productions right here on YouTube.
Okay, well, hey, we definitely wish you continued success with that. Definitely everybody go out and check that podcast out when you have the ability to. Just don't do it during Monopoly because we want you to be here to see what's going on here. But, ladies and gentlemen, those are our contestants this evening. So let's get into our game here. Of course, we start off with our first round here. This is the acquisition phase of our game. Players, of course, we're going to be making one full trip around the board, stopping at each individual property in a color group. You'll notice at the bottom of those properties, there's a dollar amount. If you are able to get a question that I ask you correct, you'll get that dollar amount. If not, you'll lose it out of your bank. If no one gets the question correct, we'll cut the property value in half one time until someone gets that property eventually answered correctly. Once we've made it through all the properties in the color group, then there will be something extra special we do there, whether it's a showdown or someone's going to get some extra money into their bank. And again, we will make it through all the properties as we go around here tonight. So remember, we asked trivia questions here. That's right, trivia questions. They're the great neutralizer. So let's see what kind of neutralizing we do here tonight. And I'm going to try not to say that word again because I'm stumbling all over it. So, of course, let's do a quick buzzer check. So, Sephy. Thank you. AJ. And Yoko. And I'll just call you that just to make sure that we've got good differentiation in there. So here we go. Let's get started. We start with our brown property group. We start with Mediterranean Avenue. It's a $60 property. Here comes your first question for this group. In music, what Irish singer tore up a photo of Pope John Paul? And that is Sephy.
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor is correct. $60 to you. You have Mediterranean Avenue. Now we go to Baltic Avenue. Another $60 question. John Madden was the spokesperson for what? And that is AJ.
Nintendo.
No, sorry, it's going to cost you 60. I'll finish. No, I won't. Yoko.
That would be Ace Hardware.
For which chain of stores which offer a helpful hardware club? That is Ace Hardware. $60 to you, Yoko. And you're up to 60, so that means we have one property each for Sephy and Yoko. So we're going to have a showdown here. AJ, you'll get to sit this out for just a moment. Whoever gives me the first correct answer will take the property group and get its combined value of $120. Do remember there is no lost money here for an incorrect answer. Here comes that showdown question. In geography, what modern country was known as Persia until 1935? And that's Sephy.
Iraq.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to be a miss there for you. Yoko, you want a shot at it?
No.
Nope. So we always wait to the buzzer just in case. That's Iran.
That was close.
Iran instead of Iraq. All right, so let's go ahead to another one. In the Old Testament, while fleeing the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife was turned into what? Yoko.
A pillar of salt.
Pillar of salt is correct, which means you have taken the brown property group. With that comes $120 of combined value, taking you up to $180. We now make our way to the light blue properties. We start with Oriental Avenue. $100 players for this question. Which restaurant chain first used the phrase pizza pizza in 1970? And that's AJ.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars is correct. $100 to you. You're back in the positive at $40. Now Vermont Avenue for $100. In which movie does Jimmy Stewart star as a man who befriends a giant invisible? And that's Sephy.
Harvey.
Harvey is correct. $100 to you. You're at $160. One for Sephy, one for AJ. Next up is Connecticut Avenue for $120. In music, which Beatles sang lead vocals on the song Yellow Submarine? Sephy.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr is correct. $120 goes to you. You're at $280. All right, we have another showdown here between Sephy and AJ. AJ, I need 2 correct answers from you. Sephy, I only need 1. And Yoko, you'll be sitting this one out. Here we go. In an adult, what curved structure of the human back has a total of 26 bones? Sephy?
Spine.
The spine is correct, and you have taken the light blue property group. With that comes $320 of combined value, taking you up to an even $600. We now turn on to 2nd Street. Our magenta properties are up. We start with St. Charles Place. This is a $140 question. Everyone's involved. What early model Ford automobile was nicknamed the Tin Lizzie? AJ.
The Ford T.
I will accept that. The Model T. I will accept that as the correct answer. $140 to you. You're up to $180. All right. Next up is States Avenue. Another $140 question. What European principality is home to the world-famous casino in and that's Yoko.
That would be Monaco.
Monaco is correct. $140 to you, takes you to $320. One for AJ, one for Yoko. Now we're at Virginia Avenue. $160 for this question. Bip is the alter ego of what French mime artist known for his classic work, and that's Sephy.
Marcel Marceau.
Marcel Marceau is correct. $160 to you. You're at $760. And for the first time this evening, all players own one of the properties. So this showdown involves everyone. Whoever gives me 2 correct answers first, and they do not have to be consecutive, will take the Monopoly. Here we go. First one. Brook, Dolly Varden, and Rainbow are species of which fish? AJ.
Trout.
That's 1 correct answer for you. Need 1 more. During the Civil War, what ironclad ship engaged in battle with the Merrimack? That would be the Monitor. The Monitor. All right, let's continue on. Next one. From the Latin for ornamental gardening, what is the art of trimming trees into animals? And that's Sephy.
Topiary.
Topiary is correct. That's 1 for you. You need 1 more now. In medicine, the ailment known as conjunctivitis is also referred to, and that is AJ.
Pink eye.
Pink eye is correct, and AJ, you have taken your first Monopoly. $440 of combined value takes you up to $620. We now make our way to the orange property group, and we start with St. James Place. $180 for this question. All players are involved. West Virginia Village, or excuse me, I apologize. What Virginia village was the site of the first, and that's AJ.
Jamestown.
Jamestown's correct. $180 to you. You're up to $800. And that is, excuse me, I was having to check something real quick. All right, you've got 1 property. Next up is Tennessee Avenue. $180 for the next question. With moves like the elbow spin, which street dance gives its name to the Sephy?
Breakdancing?
Breakdancing is correct. 180. You're up to 940. So that's one for Sephy and one for AJ. Now we go to New York Avenue. $200. Here's our next question. What British actor played Captain Picard on Star Trek The Next... And that's Sephy.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart is correct. 200 to you. You're up to 1140. All right. We have completed the oranges. We have a showdown this time between Sephy and AJ. AJ needs 2 correct. Sephy needs 1. Yoko, you're sitting out. Which U.S. president proclaimed the first Sunday following Labor Day as National Grandparents' Day? And that's AJ.
Reagan.
No, I'm sorry. Sephy, you want a shot?
It's just a guess here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just Truman.
Nope, sorry. That was Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
All right, next question. Which science guy suggested that NASA's surveyor, and that's AJ.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye is correct. All right, so AJ, that's one for you. Next correct one takes the Monopoly. From 1971 to 1997, the Democratic Republic of the Congo was called what? Sephy.
Zaire.
Zaire is correct, and you have taken the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $1,700. We now turn on to 3rd Street, and we're at our red property group, and we start with Kentucky Avenue, which is worth $220, and all players are playing. Which word refers to both a thin loaf of French bread and a rectangular cut? And that's Sephy.
Baguette.
Baguette is correct. 220 to you. You're at 1920. You have 1 red. Next up is Indiana Avenue, another $220 property. In movies, which professional wrestler played the role of the Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns? Sephy.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's correct. 220 to you. You're at 2140 now. You have 2 reds. Next up, Illinois Avenue, worth $240. Infantry, cavalry, and artillery cards are key to which... And that's Yoko.
Risk.
Risk is correct. 240 to you. You're up to 560. All right, we are finished with the reds. We are ready for another showdown. So it's between Sephy and Yoko. AJ, you'll sit out. Yoko, I need 2 correct answers. Sephy, I only need 1. In music, what pop singer's 2001 album was titled J-Lo? Sephy.
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez is correct, and you have taken the red property group. With that comes $680 of combined value, taking you up to $2,820. We now make our way to our yellow property group, and we start with Atlantic Avenue, which is worth $260. All players are involved once again. During the Monica Lewinsky scandal, which Pentagon employee told the American people, "I am you"? That would be Linda Tripp. Linda Tripp. Yes, we all remember her, and I think in a lot of ways she doesn't want to be remembered. All right. We cut that property value in half for the first time this evening, I believe. $130 now till we get a correct answer. In television, Conjunction Junction and I'm Just a... And that's Sephy.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock is correct. 130 to you takes you to 2950. All right, that's 1 yellow for you. Next up, Ventnor Avenue for $260. In math, when multiplying 2 negative numbers, the excuse me, AJ.
Turns to a positive.
It is a positive. That's correct, even though I've stumbled all over it. 260 to you takes you to 1,060. 1 for Sephy, 1 for AJ. Next up, Marvin Gardens, $280 for this property. What newspaper word game was invented by Arthur Wynn for the New... And that's Sephy.
Wordle?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $280. I'll finish the question. What newspaper word game was invented by Arthur Wynn for the New York World? And that's AJ.
Crossword.
Crossword puzzle is correct. $280 to you. You're up to $13.40. All right, so that means we have finished the yellow property group. This time our showdown's between AJ and Sephy, but AJ only needs one correct answer. Sephy is going to need two. All right, Yoko, you are again sitting out. Here we go. In sports, which golfer was the youngest to ever win the Masters? And that's Sephy.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is correct, so there's one for you. Next correct answer takes the Monopoly. In geography, which national park is home to the lowest elevation in the Western Hemisphere? And that's AJ.
Death Valley.
Death Valley is correct, and AJ, you have taken the yellow property group. With that comes $800 of combined value, taking you up to $2,140. We now turn on to 4th Street, and we are in our green property group, and we start with that very specific avenue. That's right, it's Pacific Avenue. $300, players. Everyone's involved. Here's your question. In literature, what author's novels include The Time Machine and The Invisible Man? That's Sephy.
H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells is correct. And excuse me, I forgot to do that. All right, there we go. $300 to you. Takes you to $29.70. Next up is the home of Brandon Scruggs, North Carolina Avenue. $300, players. In the animal kingdom, the young of which long-necked bird is called a cygnet? AJ.
Ostrich.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $300. And that's Sephy.
Swan.
Swan is correct. 300 goes to you. $32.70. You have two greens. Last green property is the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue. $320, players. In tennis, Billie Jean King won the Battle of the Sexes match, and that's Yoko.
Bobby Riggs.
Bobby Riggs is correct. $320 for you. Takes you to $880. All right, we are ready for another showdown, this time between Sephy and Yoko. So, Yoko, you're going to need two correct answers. Sephy only needs one. This will be a good time to get your second Monopoly. What daily newspaper was founded in 1889 by Charles H. Dow and Edward Jones? Sephy?
Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal is correct, and you have taken the green property group. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $4,190. We now go to our final property group. They are our dark blues, and we start with Park Place. This is a $350 property. All three of you are involved. Here comes that first question. While visiting a Trenton, New Jersey school, former Vice President Dan Quayle famously misspelled what? And that is Sephy.
Potato.
Potato is correct. $350 to you. You're up to $45.40. And we are now to our final property. It is Boardwalk. $400, players. Here comes what could be the final question. What country artist and sausage company owner sang the hit song? And that's Sephy?
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean is correct. $400 to you for that property. Takes you to $49.40. And you already own both dark blues, so you have the dark blues sent to you. With that comes $750 of combined value, which takes you up to $5,690. And we are at the end of our acquisition phase. So let's take a look at where we currently stand. Right now in third place is our green player, Scott Yoko. He has one Monopoly and $880. In second place with two Monopolies and $1,840 is our gold player, AJ Richards. And in first place with 5 Monopolies and $5,609 is our current champion, our red player, Scott Sephy McVay. This is our time in the show where we take our first commercial break. While we do that, our players are going to be spending some of that hard-earned money to place houses and hotels on those properties. And when we come back, it'll be time for that 15-minute big money round where we see who's going to go on to play for up to $50,000 right here tonight on your favorite board game that's not a game show. It's Monopoly. Welcome back here to Monopoly Man. We have got a really good game going tonight, even better than I thought. Let's take a look at where we stand right now. As you notice, we have hotels on every property once again. Big shocker. That's normally kind of how things run around here. So, as it stands at this moment, in third place is our gold player, AJ Richards, with $340. Our green player, Scott Yoko, is in second at $380. And our champion, our red player, Sephy McVay, is at first place with $2,190. This is the time in our game where we call in our good friend, our Mr. Monopoly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Jason Myers.
What's up, everyone?
Good to have you here as always, Jason. So, yeah, even though the scores right at the moment look like there's quite a disparity, we've had a really good game going so far.
Indeed, it's been there hasn't really been that many misses throughout the question round, which is rare. But this, I can't even form the words. Words English teacher, need it now.
Right?
Producers, get on it.
Yes, please get on it. But hey, yeah, it's like I said, yeah, definitely a good game going here. It was one of those things. It started off. We made it through 3 monopolies. Every player had one. You know, Scott takes a swing, or I should say Sephy takes a swing, gets a couple in a row. AJ's right back there. He's fighting tooth and nail. So we get into this round to where it goes from trying to acquire to trying to hold on. I feel this is still going to be a game right down to the end.
Oh, definitely. Just because it looks bleak right now, don't ever count yourself out. This game could change in an instant.
That is true, and the only way to see how that game is going to go is for us to get into it. So let's make that happen. So, of course, this is our 15-minute big money round. This is where we're going to be making as many trips around the board as absolutely possible. We've got Mr. Monopoly over there. He'll be rolling our dice, sending us around the board to lots of different places. We, of course, could make stops at different properties. If we land on a property that is yours, you'll get a trivia question. Get it right, you're going to get the rent based on the upgrade you have on that property. If you get it wrong, you don't lose money, but it does become a toss-up question for the other players. If they get it right, they will get that rent money, but if they get it wrong, they're going to lose it. So it is a risk for them. We, of course, have our chance and community chests, which love to drive me absolutely up the wall. We have got our utilities and electric company and waterworks to where the money can just skyrocket in a hurry. We've got free parking up in the upper left-hand corner, which has been proving to be very helpful to players so far this season. Of course, there's $500 in there to start with. We've got our go to jail in the upper right-hand corner, which could send people packing into the jail cell and cost them some money. We've also got the big ones. Those are our railroads. That's a chance for a hostile takeover. And Jason will tell them all aboard for a chance to change this game in an instant. So with that being said, let's get right back into it. So 15 minutes are on the clock. Jason will give us regular updates, just as that reminder to all of you, as well as to Jason himself. Regular updates on how much time is left, because I know that can change people's strategies. So once he gives me the number and I make the first move, he will start the time. And here we go. Let's do it, Mr. Monopoly.
Here we go. First roll of the night. We are looking at a 2 and a 5 for a 7.
Abso-flippin-lutely. So we have hit a chance. And, now this is my chance to get back, because our first chance card tonight says advance to Vermont Avenue. So we're going to go one space, and I will say to Jason, Vermont Avenue.
It's Sephy. That one space gets you one question, which is worth $550.
All right, Sephy. Let's see. What Indiana University has a football team named the Boilermakers?
Purdue.
Purdue is correct. $550 to you. You're up to $27.40. Next roll.
3-1 for 4.
And that takes us to the electric company.
and that's one of our 2 utility properties. Players, this question is worth 100 times what I just rolled, so $400 at stake, and it's open season.
Players, when facing Mount Rushmore, which president's head is farthest to your left? Sephy?
Washington.
George Washington is correct. $400 to you. Takes you to $31.40. Next roll.
We got a 1 and 4 for a 5.
And now it's community chest.
Oh, I
Here
love
we
it.
go.
All right, our first community chest card of the night says, it's your lucky day. The third place player, which is currently AJ Richards, you're going to collect $25 times the dice roll. So the dice roll was a 5. We multiply that by 25, meaning you have $125 coming your way.
Yay!
All right, next roll.
Oh, damn.
It's doubles, and it's a 4.
And we're at Kentucky Avenue.
All right, Sephy, it's another question headed your way. It's worth $1,050.
Sephy, in 1960, which Soviet premier stunned the United Nations by banging his shoe on the table?
Khrushchev.
Khrushchev is correct. $1,050 to you. You're at $4,190, and we're at another roll.
1 and 6 for a 7.
That takes us to Waterworks.
Here's the other utility property. This question is open season, everybody. It's worth $700 this time.
All right, players. In 1940, what candy company introduced its peppermint patty? Sephy.
York.
York is correct. $700 to you. $48.90 is where you sit. Next roll.
3 and 1 for a 4.
North Carolina Avenue.
And Sephy's getting all the questions this time around. $12.75.
All right, Sephy. The name of what building used for gambling comes from the Italian word for house?
Casino.
Casino is correct. That takes you to $61.65. Next roll.
I was gonna say, if he gets that one wrong, I know who's gonna get it right.
All right.
Right.
1 and 2 for a 3.
Oh,
There you go.
that's short line.
And it's hostile takeover time, players. All aboard. If you want to try to take over somebody's property, one correct answer will get you that chance.
And this is an opportunity to change the game. So here's your question. What kind of teenage monster was portrayed by Michael Landon? And that is AJ.
Werewolf.
Werewolf is correct. All right, AJ. So you are now going to select a Monopoly to go after. Based on the number of properties in that Monopoly is how many questions you will have to get right. And at any time you get one wrong, you will pay the rent of that property to the other player. So where would you like to attack?
Let's go for Boardwalk.
Okay, so you want to go for the dark blues.
Dark blues, yeah. That's
All right, so we start at Park Place. This first one is $1,500 if you get it wrong. So 2 correct answers is what it's going to take this Monopoly. So here comes number 1. In biology, how many cells does an amoeba have?
0.
I'm sorry, it's 1. It is a single-celled organism. So that means that's going to cost you $1,500, which we're going to turn around and pay that to its owner, Sephy, taking him to $76.65, which means this hostile takeover was unsuccessful. Next roll.
How about 5 and 1 for a 6?
So we've just passed go, which means $200 for all players, and we've landed on Baltic Avenue.
All right, Yoko, this question is aimed for you. It's worth $450.
Yoko, in music, what band had a #1 hit in 1970 with the song ABC?
The Jackson 5.
Jackson 5 is correct. $450 to you. You're up to $1,030. Next roll.
We're going to roll that one because that one somehow managed to land on an angle. So 2 and 4 for a 6.
And that takes us to Connecticut Avenue.
And that takes us to another question for Sephy. This time, $600.
Sephy, in the light spectrum, what do the letters UV stand for?
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet's correct. 600 to you takes you to 84.65. Next roll, please.
Just under 9 minutes to go. We are looking at a 6 and a 5 for an 11.
Ah, big one. And that takes us to free parking.
And this question is open season to all three of you. That's $500 in a free parking jackpot. And that's what this question is worth.
All right. So again, hands on buzzers. Here comes your question. In anatomy, skeletal, smooth, and cardiac are the three basic types of what tissue? So that would be muscular tissue. All right, nothing doing there. So that stays at 500. Next roll.
3 and 6 for a 9.
And that takes us to Marvin Gardens.
All right, AJ, this is a chance for you to get out of the hole. This question's worth $1,200.
AJ, Julia Roberts won an Academy Award for her portrayal of which legal campaigner?
Aaron Brockovich.
Aaron Brockovich is correct. 1,200 to you. Get you out of the hole. You're at 365. Next roll.
So that's doubles, and it's a 6.
And we're at the short line.
All right, players, let's try this again. One more chance to try to take over somebody's property, pending a right answer.
All right, hands on buzzers for this one. In 1878, a legendary feud began between the Hatfields and what? And that's Yoko.
The McCoys.
The McCoys is correct. All right, Yoko, you know how it works. What property group are we attacking?
The light blue.
The light blue. So we, of course, we can go this way. We're not, the pass and go will not be $200 on this one. So here we go. We start with Oriental Avenue. 550 is at risk. Here's your first one. What musical instrument is pictured in the logo of Guinness Beer?
A harp.
Harp is correct. Next up, we move over to Vermont Avenue, another 550 at risk. In geography, the 49th parallel is an imaginary line dividing the United States from what country?
Canada.
Canada is correct. And finally, we move over to Connecticut Avenue. This is your last one here. $600 is at risk. Get this correct, though, and you steal the Monopoly. From the French, for sitting, what is a meeting where people attempt to speak with the dead?
Seance.
Seance is correct, and you have stolen the light blue property group. With that comes $320 of combined value coming to you, taking you to $1,350, and this hostile takeover was successful. All right, next roll, please, Mr. Monopoly.
5.5 minutes to go. We have a 6 and a 1 for a 7.
And that takes us to St. James Place.
All right, Sephy, this is one of the properties you still own. There's $950 on the line.
All right, Sephy. In music, which woodwind instrument has a double reed? Is it the basset horn or the bassoon?
Bassoon.
Bassoon is correct. 950 comes to you. 94.15. Next roll.
1 and 4 for a 5.
And that's Kentucky Avenue.
I laughed a little too early. Sephy, this question goes to you again. It's worth $10.50 this time.
Sephy, according to the United States Constitution, no one may be elected president more than how many times?
Twice.
Twice is correct. 1,050 to you. You're up to 10,465, and we're on to our next roll.
We got a 3 and a 5 for an 8.
That takes us to Marvin Gardens.
All right, AJ, you were able to get out of the hole. Let's see if we could get you into 4 figures. $1,200 on the line.
AJ, In math, what is 69 divided by 3? Toss up. Sephy.
23.
23 is correct. $1,200 to you takes you to $11,665. Next roll.
It's doubles, and it's a 12.
Ooh, a big one. First time we've seen the 12 tonight. We do pass go this time. $200 for each player. And we are on Mediterranean Avenue.
And Yoko, this question goes to you. It's worth $250.
All right, Yoko. The first name of which Ally McBeal actress is Greek for most beautiful?
Venus.
No, toss up. Sephy.
Callista.
Callista is correct. $250 to you. You're at 12, 11, 15. Or excuse me, 11, 15. 115. God, spit it out right. All right, next roll.
1669.
All right.
Just gonna wait for that die to stop spinning. 1 and 5 for a 6.
And there's Chance. Been waiting for that. All right. This Chance card says advance to Pennsylvania Avenue. So we will race around the board. And there we are at Pennsylvania Avenue.
All right, Sephy, this question is yours. It's $1,400 on the line.
All right, Sephy. What official flower of Mother's Day was called Jove's flower by the Romans?
The chrysanthemum.
No, toss up. And that's AJ.
Daffodil.
No, I'm sorry, and that's going to cost you $1,400. All right, Yoko, want a chance?
No.
All right, correct answer on that one is the carnation. Carnation.
Oh.
All right, next roll.
2-minute warning at stake here. We got another set of doubles. It's 3 and 3 for 6.
And we land exactly on go. Nothing extra for that, just the regular $200. So let's have another roll.
Try that again. How about 2 and 3 for a 5?
And that's the Reading Railroad.
All right, players. Once again, hostile takeover time. One correct answer will give you a chance to take over somebody's property. Good luck.
All right, players. The Michael Moore film, Roger and Me, focused on auto plant closings in what Michigan city? AJ.
Detroit.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, having trouble hitting that button. Sephy or Yoko? That would be Flint. All right, no hostile takeover that time. Next roll.
2 and 6 for an 8.
And that takes us to States Avenue.
All right, AJ, another chance to try to get out of the hole. 750 on the line.
All right, AJ. Which American revolutionary figure became synonymous with the word traitor by forming an allegiance with Britain?
Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold's correct. 750 you. You're out of the hole at 115. Next roll.
1 and 5 for a 6.
And we're at New York Avenue.
All right, Sephy, this question goes to you. It's worth $1,000.
Sephy, what athletic shoe manufacturer took its name from the Greek goddess of victory?
Nike.
Nike is correct. 1,000 to you. 13,315.
Sorry.
And that sound means both congratulations and the round is over. So let's take a look at where things stand in this moment. So, of course, we have got in third place is our gold player, AJ Richards, at $115. In second place is our green player, Scott Yoko, at $1,750. And in first place is our current champion by far and away, Scott Sephy McVay, with $13,315. We're going to take our final commercial break here. While we're there, we're going to sell back all of the upgrades that each player still owns, and we will get them that money when we come back, and we'll find out. I think we already know who's going to be going on to face that one time around the block for $50,000 right here on Monopoly. All right, back here with Monopoly, man. We have had a good game for you guys tonight, and it is time to find out who is going to be our big winner. So let's do it. We start, as always, with our player that was in third place at the end of the previous round. That was our gold player, AJ Richards. He had $115. When we sell back all of the upgrades that he still had, he was able to net an additional $1,500. And when we add that to his total, he finishes tonight with $1,615. Next, we move over to the player that was in second, our green player, Scott Yoko. He had $1,750. When we sell back all of his upgrades, he was able to net an additional $1,250, bringing his total tonight to $3,000. And finally, we move over to our current champion, the red player, Scott Sephy McVay. He had $13,315. When we sold back all of his upgrades, he was able to net an additional $2,750. And when we add that to his total, he finishes tonight with $16,065. Sephy, you are still the champion here on Monopoly. Congratulations. All right, so we'll be back with you here in just a moment. But first, as always, we go to our runners-up tonight, and we start first with, let's see, we'll start with our gold player, AJ Richards. AJ, man, in the early parts of the game, you were giving Sephy every bit of a run for his money. It seemed like you knew just about every question, and sometimes it was just you getting beat to the buzzer, and then it's like things just kind of fell apart in the big money round. Tell us what you think happened.
Just the first hostile takeover might have cost me a lot, and Sephy and the dice rolls keep laying on the red player didn't help matter. So it was basically like a lose-lose for me.
Well, hey, you know, the good thing is you were able to find your way out of the negatives there to where you're still going to walk out of here with money that will go towards your overall total for the season. And let's see, $1,650. So let me get to the thing here. That means now on the season you are up to a total of $7,970. Again, definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But hopefully you had a good time playing with us again tonight.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Hey, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, give it up there for Mr. AJ Richards. And, of course, next we will make our way over here to the person we talked about was our new player. He comes in second place tonight, Mr. Scott Yoko. $3,000 to your name tonight. So tell us, how did it feel playing your first time Monopoly here at MVG ever?
A little nervous being on this side of the podium when I'm used to hosting, but I had a great time and everything.
Well, hey, we definitely are glad that you were able to be with us tonight and that you did have that good time. $3,000 to your name. That goes into your bank for the season. And since you're new here, I'll tell you and remind everybody at home. Of course, our top 9 players at the end of the regular season, which is a total of 25 episodes, will move on to our Tournament of Champions at the end of the season for a chance to make it all the way to our championship game and that opportunity to win up to $1 million. So hopefully you had enough fun to where we'll see you back here again this season before everything's done and over with.
Oh, definitely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Scott Yoko. And again, remember, check out those podcasts whenever you have the chance. And finally, we make our way over to Mr. Scott Sephy McVay. A big win for you here tonight, $16,065, proving once again you don't do anything small.
This is unfortunately true sometimes. Yeah.
So, what do you think was the winning strategy, the winning combination for you even tonight?
Well, let's see. Probably getting the properties I did get. The fact that the dice happened to still roll to where I got a decent number of questions, and and I hate to say this part, when AJ had that failed hostile takeover here, that helped increase my score quite a bit there as well.
Well, hey, you dropped the hammer tonight. I think it's safe to say you were able to do enough to protect your properties. I think you might have not got maybe one question correct there in the big money round. So that definitely goes a long way towards winning. But now we make it past that, and if you're ready, it's time for us to go to our bonus game where we go once around the block. All right, this is, of course, everybody's favorite time of the evening. So this is a chance, of course, to where you can win some extra bonus cash to add on to what you've already won tonight. So, of course, we're going to start off here, give you 5 rolls to try to make it all the way around this Monopoly board from starting at go all the way back around, coming back to go. Of course, again, 5 rolls to do so. No trivia involved here, just rolling that dice and taking some risks. Of course, if you can make it past go, we're going to give you $25,000. And if you make it back exactly on go once again, you'll be at $50,000. Now, of course, we've got to make things a little bit more difficult than that. If you notice up in the upper right-hand corner, we've got that go to jail space there. Well, we're going to add 4 more go to jail spaces on the board. We're going to put 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So if you would, Sephy, where would you like to put your 1 on 2nd Street between St. Charles Place and New York Avenue?
I'm thinking Virginia tonight for that one.
All right, Virginia Avenue. Now we need 1 on 3rd Street between Kentucky Avenue and Marvin Gardens.
Okay, I have a feeling I should probably do Atlantic.
Atlantic, all right. And now we need 2 on 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
Let's see, I had good luck with that last week, so let's try again. Pacific. And let's see, then we'll go the Chance.
And Chance. All right, so we have placed all of those go to jail spaces up there. I will remind you that for every space you're able to make it around the board without hitting a go to jail, you will add $100 into your center pot that you can walk away with at any time if you feel that you're in too much danger. If you can roll a double at any time, we will also give you an extra roll of the dice. So, if you understand everything as I have told you, let's do this thing. So this is where we have Mr. Monopoly. He's going to fire the rock and roller up. And whenever you're ready, you can hit the red button there, and that rock and roller will come to a stop.
All right, looks like I got a good first roll. Let's do it now.
1 and 6 for 7.
All right, that's $700 into the center pot. So you are down to 4 rolls remaining. Your bad roll is a 7 now. So that's, again, a high-frequency roll. If you think you can make it past it, continue on. If not, take that 700 and walk away and wait for next week.
I think we can definitely keep going. Even if I screw up, I'm going to still, definitely come next week. Let's roll again.
All right. We got that rock and roller fired back up. Hit that red button when you're ready.
Okay, no 7s this time here. Stop.
1 and 3 for 4.
All right, there we go. 4. So, oh, whoops. Hold on. Let's.
Beep, beep, beep.
Dang it, wrong
Back that
direction.
ass
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2,
Back
3.
that ass up.
No.
Okay, you
St.
were on the
Charles.
Chance. So there it is. Yeah.
Okay, here, we're going to have to go back to where we were. Now I hit, there we go. Now we can add that 400 in there. We finally got it right. All right, $1,100. $1,100 is where we sit. Your only bad roll right now is a 3, and you have, excuse me, did you say that was doubles?
No.
Oh, what's
No, okay. All right, so we're down to 3 rolls. Again, if you use all of your rolls up, you will still get to walk away with that money that's in the center pot. So risk it or time to walk away.
Risk it. I know there's a good chance to not get a 3 this time.
All right, so that rock and roller's fired up. Tell him when to stop it.
All right, come on. Give me a double this time, Jason. Let's stop it now.
How about a 5 and a 3 for an 8 instead?
I'll take it.
All right, $800 more into the center pot. You're up to $1,900 at this point. All right, we've got 2 rolls remaining. Now things get a little bit more dicey as once again we've got a, let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 11, and 12 are your bad rolls. So this is getting really risky here. You've got 2 rolls. Is it time to walk away?
Nope, it is time to keep going there, Turd. Let's keep going.
All right, that rock and roller's going. You know what to do.
All right, no 7s, no box cars, no 11s, but I would love to see a double for a 10. Now.
There's a double. It's a 2.
All right, so we added that back on there too. $2,100 is where you sit at now. Still 2 rolls remaining since you had the double there. So now bad roll 5, 9, and 10 is where we're at. So again, even dicier than before.
It's true though.
What do you want to
I don't
do?
have that common. I just realized I don't have that common 7 anymore. Let's keep going.
All right, it's going to keep going. That rock and roller is fired up once again. Tell him when to stop.
Now I'd love to see a box cars. Now.
And 6 and 5 for an 11.
Is that good?
And you made one past it. $1,100 more into your pot. $3,200. So here is where we stand. You have 1 roll remaining. Your bad roll, the only bad roll you have is a 4. If you can give me an 8, you've got another $50,000. If you go 9 through 12, $25,000. But as long as you miss that 4, you've got cash coming your way.
Right.
What do you do?
Let's go ahead and make this last roll count, okay? Let's go.
All right, fire it up. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Let's hope we can give away some more money.
All right, no 4s. Love to see another 8 for another 50 grand. 8 or higher. Now.
Of course, one of them falls to the floor.
Whoops.
Again.
Wow.
Box there. Box there. Not there. 6 and 5 for an 11.
Hey, 25
So we move 11, and that means $25,000 is coming your way. Congratulations, you did it again. And of course, Sephy, we take that $25,000 and add it on to what you won in our front game tonight. That means on this run so far, you're up, well, excuse me, for tonight, you're up to an additional $41,065. Holy crap. Now, of course, we go ahead and look at that a little bit deeper, and we add that on to what you have already won so far here, both in this run and in your previous game played. You are now in first place overall here for the season with money total. You're up to $121,180. Sephy, tell me what is going through your head.
Wow. Like I said, first of all, I'm happy to win the bonus round now 2 times in a row, which is really awesome. And now that I got a good cement, I have a good feeling I'm going to make it to the end of the season at this rate here.
Well, and hey, that is definitely a good chance that that's going to happen. But again, we're seeing a lot of wins here in the bonus round so far. So absolutely anything can happen. We definitely look forward to having you back again next week, though.
I'll be here. You know that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Scott Sephy McVay, another big winner here on Monopoly. And, of course, this is when Mr. Monopoly comes back over to talk with me. Man, we had another fantastic game tonight and another bonus game winner. And yes, Jason, I think that's very true. I think that's very astute.
If I unmute.
It does. I found the same thing to be true.
What I was saying. What I was saying was, and I'm gonna have to invest in a deeper box because apparently these days either like to jump out or not go in at all.
That's what she said, but but yeah. So wow, just wow. Like people are hitting these bonus games this season left and right. Like just yeah.
Right. And Tony in the chat says Rich Uncle Pennybags was performed by Patty Maloney.
Well, yeah, we keep this up at this point. We may actually have to ask you to spot us some of your money from Tic-Tac-Dough Season 1 to be able to pay for all these bonus game winnings.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, so
Bob Brady is going to go on strike.
Right. So what would you say is the biggest takeaway from tonight's game?
Just watching Sephy blitz everything in the big money round. That was that. I mean, just that.
Answer there, Jason.
Yes, absolutely a good answer there. But as always, want to thank you for being here to be a part of this, and of course, those of you at home, we want to thank you as well for being a part of it. As always, want to remind those of you here in MVG, if you want to see where you are currently standing in the season, of course, you can go into the part of chat, which is up above the lounge text, the leaderboards, and that will tell you exactly where you are currently standing in the season, and that is updated as of right this moment. I went ahead and put in this episode, and as we've said, Sephy is now in first place, but want to thank all of you, as always, for being here, being a part of our audience, making sure that you support us each and every week. We couldn't ask for anything more. As always, make sure that you like the video. If there's something you don't like, of course, reach out to us. Tell us what we could do better, because we're always all ears to hear about that, and seeing how occasionally there's a thumbs down that, makes us wonder what is it that we could do, if there's anything that we could do to help you enjoy our program just a little bit more, because of course that's why we do what we do, is so that you guys will enjoy it along with us. And of course, if you will make sure to ring that bell and subscribe to the channel, you'll know when the next video is going live. Plan as of this moment is tomorrow night we'll be back once again for another live stream. Of course, it will be the Barry and Enright Cup, not number 9, if I believe. And the reason I say that's the plan, just kind of throwing it out there, there's been some sickness running through my home. Hopefully it will stay away from me. I hate that anybody here in the house is going through it. Hopefully none of your family out there is going through this time. It's, of course, that time of year. But, yeah, if you don't see us tomorrow night, something like that is crept up. But hopefully it doesn't happen. And if not, we'll be back with you for that tomorrow night. So definitely stay tuned for that. But it's time for us to get out of here for tonight. So again, as always, thank you to all of our players for participating. Thank you to those of you here in MVG that are sitting inside of the voice chat to enjoy this program along with us. And again, thank you to those of you out in YouTube land for being a part of this. But until we come back again next time, where we go once around the block, he was Jason Myers. I'm Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here again next week for another episode of Monopoly. Until then, everybody take care and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, as the final buzzer sounds and the lights dim on another exciting day, we bid farewell here at MVG Productions, broadcasting from the heart of Sylva, North Carolina. Today we've seen contestants triumph, puzzles unravel, and fortunes change. We hope our game shows brought you thrills, laughter, and maybe a few nail-biting moments. Thank you for being a part of our audience, supporting us, and recognizing the vision of Brandon Scruggs, who owns and operates MVG Productions. Until next time, we leave you with our national anthem. Good night.